Okay, hello everyone. I wanted to take a few minutes and really talk about a couple things that might help some of you, and that's really over trading and taking losses. Okay, um, two subjects that I can really make easily an hour video on each of those subjects, but I honestly don't want my videos to be long and boring, essentially. And I do these videos so far, at least since I started my channel, not scripted, um, not prepared. I really just sit down and talk what's on my mind and try to share something useful with you guys. So, maybe at some point um, I'll script my videos, but for now, please, leave a comment in the comment section if this is working for you guys. But I want to pick up on two things: over trading and taking losses. Taking losses was really never a problem for me ever since I started back in 2006. I was always very strict stickler. Um, I cannot stand red on my screen. If my position is red, um, my stomach hurts, and it doesn't have to be a big amount um, in the red in the loss. So I was always a fast seller and just cut and run always. I have never blow up an account. Not I'm not saying that to just brag, honestly, but I've always had that in me in controlling risk. So that was really never a problem for me. Over trading was a huge problem. Huge, 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 huge. Um, I just didn't stop plowing into setups after setups after setups after setups, regardless of the market environment, regardless if we have a healthy or not healthy, and essentially really not knowing when is the environment appropriate for what I'm trying to do, right? There are setups every day. Every single day you can find a setup. I just finished my nightly routine. There's at least 6 or 7 or 8 stocks that are potentially set up for tomorrow. And I'm not going to take any of them. I didn't do anything today. I'm not going to do anything tomorrow. Um, and I didn't get to this point overnight. I had to continue to plow in stocks and continue to get stopped out and continue to plow, continue to stopped out. And my equity curve down, 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 down in bad markets. And it took me years to go back and analyze and match to what that market was doing at the time when my equity curve was diving and diving and diving to realize that, holy crap, this doesn't pay. There has to be a better way, right? And the better way is really to understand your strategy, your style, and to really understand when it works, when it does not work. And when it doesn't work, you have to dial back. And that means you have to sit and do nothing, right? So, um, touch on that a little bit today, and then do a couple stocks that I got stopped out of. Everybody posts about their winnings, and honestly, there's less learning from the winnings. There are more learning from the losers, and sometimes the losers are just losers. There's nothing that you particularly have done wrong. It's just half of these setups are going to stop you out and fail. Okay, so we're gonna do that. Let me just kind of quickly um, look at the um, post that I did on YouTube, not on YouTube, on Twitter today. Okay, um, net 52-week net new highs. There are three metrics that I use to gauge how aggressive or if I'm going to sit aside and do nothing. The 52-week net new high lows, stocks above their 10-day moving average, 20-day moving average, 50-day moving average. I share that sometimes on Twitter. And then finally, my observation of the stocks and how they're acting in my open positions or stuff that I get stopped out of. Okay. So how stocks are acting, my open positions, think I'm stopped off. I include all of these in one category. So 52-week high lows, moving averages, and then how the stocks are doing that I'm in or I'm not in. So those three, um, the first two, 52-week high and stocks above their 10-day, 20, and 50 have been red. I mean, here's the 52-week. There's no need to go to the 10 that moving averages. We'll just focus on the 52-week high. It's just been red, right? There was a glimmer of hope here on the NYSE when we went positive, and we were trying to go positive here on this rally. And if you guys remember, I was in a few stocks here. I was in Melly. I was in Array. I'm out of Array, by the way. So a few things worked here. And then you got this other pullback, and we're hoping this is uptrend, pullback, uptrend. But under the surface was telling you this is not a promising pullback. Okay. This is high probability. There's going to be some suffering here because there's already suffering underneath the surface, and you probably felt it in your positions, in your portfolio, and all that stuff. The reason, so that was very, very apparent. So this was red, flag in red, and then 10-week MA, 20-week MA, 50-week, 10-day MA, 20-day MA, 50-day MA, moving average, stocks above the moving averages. It was also red. So that was 2 out of 3 that were red. The third category, which how stocks are behaving, for me, it was mixed signal. And it was a little bit encouraging. And I think that's why I took a couple trades on Friday, and I'll show you guys those. I took them on Thursday, and I got stopped out. I've had an okay back and forth in my own trading, so I wasn't struggling. My AC was flat-ish to up a little bit after this burst here. Okay, so I was like, okay, I got a reason why I can take some positions, but really, what the reason why I was still taking minor, the position that I'm going to show you, I think there were 2% position and 3% position, very, very, very pilot because of this, because of the stocks up of their moving averages. So even if I go in, but when I'm seeing this, I'm going very, 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 very small. So the third category that was telling me to try something was really the stocks. Okay. Yes, there was stocks that were breaking out and failing. Few of those. I'm not going to point those out. I'm going to point the strong stocks that I've been seeing, that I've been watching on my list, and then I'm going to throw mini tickers at you, and you'll see why I came in and took a couple positions on Thursday. Okay, so NTNX, obviously, let's just zoom in a little bit here so you guys can see that better. Okay, big base here, breaking out, very strong, right? Stock, very strong. And all of these stocks are going to have good fundamentals. You got the growth, you got the sales, you got the earnings. Okay, so we're not going to stop on each one of these stocks and do that. Okay, so you got NTNX, we're acting extremely well. You got Tesla, been acting extremely well, right? Pulled back, and now it's up 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks up in a row, right? Great, 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 great advance here. Pulling back, potentially put in a cup, maybe a handle. Okay, so you got Tesla, you got Amazon. You guys know that I was in Amazon. Strong. Okay, building a flat base, trying to break out, pulling back in. You got Google. Strong. Nothing, right? You have Dash, potentially put in a cup here, holding up, not collapsing. Lots of blue bars. Okay, lots big advance. Okay, you got GTLB. Okay, um, really great move up, new IPO, great move up, put in a cup, potentially now a handle, right? And here's potential breakout. Again, good sales, just starting to make money, gonna be profitable a couple years. Um, array. You guys know I'm in that, right? Trying to break out of a very long base. Okay. NXT, same in the solar sector. Put in a cup with handle now, holding up very well, almost at the highs. Great sales, great, great. All right, so we're not gonna go through that again. BN, again, great move, building a base, nice base. You got the numbers. Melly, you guys know about Melly. I've been in Melly, also strong. Okay, PDD, strong, building a base. BRZE, strong, pulling back, potentially the breakout. Okay, IoT until just the last couple of days, but this attempted to break out of a double bottom here, right? Got the numbers, huge spikes of volume, right? SPLK, strong breakout, right? Double bottom, institutions coming in, right? Numbers, okay. ZS seems like it wants to. Here's the stage 4, and here's potentially your first base, and then potential breakout, right? Strong numbers, okay. And then last one, DKNG, same stuff, okay. Holding the base. So when I see that many quality growth stocks setting up in basis and relatively holding while the market is doing this, that's what gave me the yellow light to go in and try to grab one or two of these potential winners if the market turns here. And I did that. So I had a reason why to, and then I went in. So let's take a look at the two that I went in and I got stopped out. Okay. Um, and those two are Shop. So first one is Shop. Let's go through the fundamentals pretty quickly. Really what I like about Shop is the strong bursts here from the breakout. So what this is in markets math, this is you got your cup with handle here. Obviously, this is a downtrend bottom cup with handle, but downtrend cup with handle, I don't really care that much for them. But anyway, you got your cup with handle. Here's the pivot, and you were up 20% from the pivot in less than 3 weeks. That's when it gets flat in market smith. This was up 21% from the pivot in for breakout week and one more week. And then this one here from a cup with handle was up 31% in the breakout week and then just a week after. Okay. So there is some demand, there is some strength here. Okay. And now it's pulling back, building this base, cup with handle. I posted about it. So let's go to the daily. Obviously, the numbers here, you got the sales, back profitable here, and then great projections. Here's the kind of cup with handle that we talked about. I posted about that on Twitter and maybe in other YouTube videos. Extreme volume dry out here, and this is a pullback buy, so this is where I bought it. Okay, so let's go and take a look at Shop in Trading View to see how that looked. All right, so here's Shop, and I'm just gonna clear some lines here that I had on my chart. Okay, so when I was eyeing Shopify, I was eyeing it right over here. Okay, and this is for me is a great setup. You got your strong uptrend. Okay, and then you got now your base. Obviously, there's the volume here. Let's circle that. But I think really there's news here that changed the equation with their deal with Amazon, on and on and on, whatever that is. but that's where that gap is, so it's not an earning gap. No distribution bars here, just one or two here. It's a very strong volume pattern. Um, this high volume sell-in here impacted the OBV and impacted uptime volume ratio. So that's less than one. That's kind of really a negative um, on this side here. But then you see there's really no selling here after this big drop on earning. Um, this is really a nice setup. I took this over the high of this bar, and my stop was below the low of that bar. So let's take a look at that. Actually, my stop was down below the 50, I think, right here. So 3%. Um, Previous high is up to 6%. So that's your 2 to 1. And then all the way up to the July high is about 12 to 13%. Okay, not a bad setup. I took that trade and then I got stepped out. So if we move in, I did this the next day. My order triggered, stop limit. Everything looks fine, no problem. And then you get to the Friday, nothing to worry about. Um, Low volume, everything looks good. And then today, it's just collapsed, right? So I wasn't watching. Again, I work. So got an alert that my stop got triggered. Um, would this turn around and go from here? Sure. Yep. Could be deeper. Let me see how deep this is. I think this is just too deep now to be 12%. It's okay. Um, I mean, you got your flat base 15% deep, but yeah, this is starting to look way more than a handle. Um, but I'm out, and you take the trade, you follow your plan, and you just let the trading gods take care of the rest. So this was one of them that I got stopped out on. And then AXON is the other trade. This is a bit more frustrated. So if we go back to um, AXON, go back to Shopify, take a look at the weekly. Really nice cup with handle here that's forming. A lot of blue scrapers here. Good numbers, like always. Okay. Go to the daily. Let's jump into the daily on TradingView. Here's your daily. You guys know that I've been kind of watching this and following it for a bit. Um, I think it was a great setup. Again, same thing. This is the uptrend, and here's your cup, the handle. So that's what I'm trying to target, and I was trying to target this pullback here. So let's do the replay, and this is how it was looking. Looks like a pullback buy that I would buy, which I did. And then if you look at the trigger above and then the stop, 2%. Okay, so a trade that I would take anytime. If you notice this faded line here, so let me make that a little bit more clear. This is kind of nice setup here because when you trigger, you're going to trigger over that previous resistance, right? So you're going to trigger right over here over it. So that gives it a little bit more um, kind of probability of success, but there's nothing 100%. There was support here as well that bounced off of. So if you're not taking this pullback setup, I'm not sure what pullback setup you would want to take. So this was a great pullback setup, but it doesn't matter how great the setup is. You need the market behind you, and that's really the point I'm trying to make. If the market is not behind you, 9 out of 10 of the most perfect looking setups are going to fail. And you just saw SHOP and AXO1 fail. And my stops have triggered and I'm out of them. No question asked. Um, that's so next day looks really, really good, right? Makes you feel good. I got this, right? And then you get today. Well, that was Friday. So I stepped out on this on Friday. I'm out, done, right? And that came on increased volume. So, and I know, quadruple witching was Friday, but it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter if my stop is 2%, right? So like I said, I went in with 2% stop, right? And I put my stop in. I'm not gonna go back and say, oh, 2% is tight. Let me give it 3%. Let me give it 4%. Let me give it 5. Let me give it 6. That was not my plan. If you went into this trade determining that you want to give it 5%, that's a different story. But if you go to the trade and you planned your trade for 2% stop, 3% stop, and then you start coming back from that decision and questioning whether it was the right decision and moving your stop because the price is going closer to your stop, I think you're playing a very dangerous game. So I'm out of those two stocks. I wanted to share those two stops with you guys. I don't necessarily post, again, everything I do on Twitter, but I take classes and I take them very quickly. Um, I've been very, very, very light on my trading, um, but I jumped in with those two. Um, should I have stayed and listened to this? Potentially, yes. But like I said, I have showed you guys about over 10, 15 growth stock setups that are looking okay, are looking good. And I wanted to give it a shot. That's what trading is about probabilities. This time did not work. So I'm back on the sideline today. Looks like it makes sense to be on the sidelines tomorrow. We'll see how tomorrow unfolds. I take it one day at a time, no more, no less. I think that's it for today. Hopefully that helps. Leave comments if it did. Leave comments if it did not. And before I leave, I wanted to just kind of remind you guys again that um, uh, Market Smith is having their free week this week. Obviously, I'm a big Market Smith fan. I've been using it for a while. It helps me tons. I can't do what I do without it. It simplifies my research tons, and I've been using it for a few years. So, free access, give it a shot if you want to. I'll leave the link in the description. Please, if you don't have an account and you're trying to sign up for a new account to try it, please use that link. And let me know if you have any questions about the platform. I'll be happy to answer them in the comments. Okay, thank you guys, and have a good rest of your day.